Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. Hey guys, I'm so excited. On the podcast today, we have Sharia Morton. Sharia is a Design Suite member, and she's actually going to be, by the time you guys hear this, she will also be a coach in our program. So we're really excited about Sharia. One of our qualifications for coaches is they actually have to do what we do in the program. So all of our coaches own design businesses, and Sharia's had a really good last year and a half since being in the program. Welcome, Sharia.
Thank you for having me. It's so exciting. I feel so honored.
This is so fun because you guys, when you hear what Sharia has already done, I think it's going to get you really excited for what you can do. So often I think we hear about people doing lots of stuff and it's like kind of almost like pie in the sky. But you guys have heard me talk about designers who are in their first year. To me, that's where all the like understanding to make a good money happens. And I will say with you, you started with a full-time job, right?
I did. I
Yeah.
had a full-time job.
So
very stressful job.
yeah. And so she was working and doing the design program at the same time. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. I was working full-time and I'd been in the same company for almost 20 years whenever I started doing this. And I had risen to the top of the pile there. I was the director of operations for a manufacturing company. And needless to say, there was a lot of responsibility. It was a lot of hours. It was very much a lot of stress. So I decided that I wanted to pursue a passion, and I joined Carina's group in a design suite in December of 2021, and just was real determined that I was going to be able to be successful doing this. I loved the program. I loved the learning that I did. I loved the fact that I got to learn not only the skills that is required to be a designer, but also the business side of it, which is something that you typically don't get in a lot of programs.
And you had done a few other programs before this.
Yes, I did. I had done a couple of other programs over about a 2-year period, and they didn't even compare to what I got at Design Suite. So I decided that I was going to, when it came time, my husband and I decided that I was going to move on from that job. And it was a few months after I started the program, and I worked in the morning when I got up. I worked for about an hour before I went to work, and then I would go to work and then come home and work after I got off. So I spent I'd say probably 2 or 3 hours a day. And then always on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I always did some design work or learning, or whatever, trying to move myself forward in what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I love it. And I love people for them to hear this, because we do get a lot of working women, and we just tell them, like, if you can devote even 5 hours a week, you will make more progress and get to where you want to go faster than simply being like, one day I will get to it. I still think it's better to do it as a side hustle and kind of see what kind of progress you can make, because you will be amazed at the time you can put in and how exciting it is when you start really seeing the sales in that. So we're going to actually jump right to the nitty gritty, because one of the cool things about you, Sharia, is at this point you have a few shops, but I would love to hear, what was your highest month in number of sales? And you guys, as a reminder, she's been doing this for 18 months. And I think in her first year, she had 1 month that was an exceptional month. I mean, she's done really well ever since, but tell me what that number was.
I'm going to say probably I've had about 80 sales.
Yeah.
Or so.
In a single month, in a single shop, right?
Yeah. Yes.
In a single shop.
Yeah,
so the crazy part is you just barely opened another shop and you're like, it's rocking and rolling. Tell me about that.
Well, I did something a little bit different. I had opened one shop that was my initial one, and I was doing very well in it. So I decided to branch out into something different and um, kind of a similar product, but it was just still designing, but a little bit more trendy, I guess, for the time. And it really took off once I got it going, and it didn't take very long. I only like probably took maybe a couple of months to get going. I was real surprised at how quickly things started to, come around for me. And very pleased. And I still am. I'm
Yeah.
still surprised.
It's so funny because I think that what you're seeing, which we've seen with a lot of other designers, is once you understand the principles of great design and business and how those two mix together, it's actually pretty easy to start diversifying. Do you have anything to say about that? Because I mean, you're clearly experiencing that.
Right. And I am definitely experiencing that. And it's just a constant growth, because even the things that I did back a year ago, I look at them today and I think, man, I should have done this, and I may change it a little bit to make it work better. I've learned over just doing it over a period of time, just better ways, better processes for me, quicker ways to do things, things that make more sense. So it's a constant learning, and it's also it's a great opportunity to be able to tap into your knowledge. And there's so many people in this community that are so generous with, when I get hung up on something, there's somebody that I can immediately go ask a question and get an answer right off the bat.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
You have said to me before that the community is the piece that you felt like you could never get the way you got in Design Suite. Will you talk about that a little bit?
I don't know what it is about you, Karina, but there's something very, I don't know, warm and engaging and encompassing, and it kind of comes through in the community. And I think people there are just real, everybody's just real excited. It really, just the energy of the group just really comes through. And I have literally made some of the best friends of a lifetime in this Design Suite community. And I feel like there's always going to be somewhere that I can go get an answer to a question, or some help, or some ideas, some inspiration, some encouragement. That is so valuable to me.
Yeah.
So the
It's
community is fabulous.
it's been really fun to watch you and watch so many members really connect with each other, get to know each other's even personal lives. Like we're kind of one of those interesting programs where our goal is to make sure that you leave with some friends. And it's not because you need friends, but because I think designers need other designers very, very much, because the more
Yeah.
information you have, that inside scoop, just the better you're going to be over the lifetime of your career.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one more thing I wanted to mention, just didn't want to forget to say this, that the one thing that I got the opportunity to do that I would never have gotten to do if it weren't for this program, is that I did get an opportunity to submit work, who still ask me to submit things to them. And I've been doing that for the past probably 6 months.
Yeah.
And I, it's like, okay, I've hit the big time now. I get to submit work to a company, and they actually ask me for more design work. So that, to me, is a huge feather in my cap. I feel very fortunate to have
Yeah.
that opportunity.
It's so funny because we very much downplay licensing in our program. We're like, you're not going to license anything. Let's build up, over here. But the number of you guys who have gotten licensing deals through our program, we always never promise it. We're always like, it's not going to happen. But it is so funny. So many of you have gotten actually freelance jobs. We've seen several of you guys get freelance jobs through us. Several of you have gotten licensing deals, manufacturer deals for really big companies. I mean, the company you're working for is a big company. It is
Yes,
not a small
enormous.
company. And it should make you feel good because clearly didn't choose everybody, but like when opportunities come to me that I'm like, you know what, I think this would be great to send out to Design Suite. We have something called Design Suite Agency, and we actually never talk about it outside of the program. It's like the one time you're going to hear me talk about it, but is something that we give to our 1 years and up access to. And then also, if we see freelance jobs come through or anything else, and we will either push it out into the program and say, hey, there's this job. Does anybody want to apply to it? We're seeing it's really good. I have a connection with whoever is running that job. I think it'd be a great job. We have members who make several thousands of dollars just from jobs that are coming in through the program. And that's,
Mhm.
once again, that inside network, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You just can't beat it.
Yeah. It's so fun. I would love to jump back to the moment in time I remember getting you on a call. It was like a mentor meeting or something. And you said, oh, I'm making sales every day. And I was like, wait, what? What are you
Yeah.
talking about? You're making sales every day. Like that was like, it was a big jump for me. And I hadn't seen you before making sales every day. And when you said that to me, I was like, what changed? And I think you were starting to get really smart about the way you were designing. I felt like you really niched down, you got really focused. Will you talk a little bit about, like, first of all, how you felt when you started getting those sales every day? And then also, like, some of the things maybe that you were doing that you felt like in the program, what we talk about helped you move forward.
I think whenever we did the challenge, the Art to Cart challenge, that's really when that started getting rolling for me, because the key that I have found, and you have preached so many times, is consistency. You've got to be consistent in designing and uploading on a regular basis, whatever interval you choose. For me, I was uploading, something somewhere every day. And so that was getting me sales every day, because it keeps I don't know how the algorithm works. I don't know how that, it's just too big for me. But I do know that if you are consistent and you're active, then people will see you and you'll get sales. So
Yeah.
I think that's what happened to
I,
me.
I think so too. Art to Cart is, you're not the only one. So we do a challenge, just for those of you who are outside the community. We do a 90-day challenge starting in September and in January every single year. And the goal is to get our members profitable, like truly, like that is it. It is like, how do we get sales? And it's a very simple program that we do within the program itself. And you're not the only one, Shara. I feel like a number of people have told me the moment they started that challenge, things changed for them.
Yep. It's absolute truth. And I'll tell you what, I skipped a session of doing that, and I feel like I missed out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is the key. You've got to be consistent and do something every day to move yourself forward.
Oh, I love it. You guys, if you want to see more about what Shara is doing, Shara, will you tell people where they can kind of find you? You want to send them to like your shops or to your website or Instagram? I don't know where this is always the trickiest part, because I always tell my designers not too much social media because we're so busy making sales, right? But I really think that if you are interested in what Shara is doing and kind of seeing her journey, I think this is a really good way for you to connect.
Yeah, you can go to my website. It's sharamortondesigns.com.
Yeah. And we'll put it in the show notes. And by the way, Shara is spelled Sharia. So
Yeah, I should have spelled that. Sorry. But I do have an Instagram under the same handle. And then if you want to go look at a shop I have, I've got one on Etsy, and it's called Tumblr Wrap Queen. And
Tumblr
that's on
Wrap
it.
Queen. I love
Yeah.
it. So incredible. And what I really love, you guys, is that Shar is doing something totally different than the next member in Design Suite. Like the cool thing is, it doesn't matter what you're in, you are going to gain something from all the ways that everybody is doing things. It's really incredibly powerful. Shara did come through a design boot camp, and we are going to give her affiliate link here. So if you felt inspired and you want to come to a design boot camp to learn more about Design Suite, first of all, maybe we should ask Shara this. Like, what did you get from design boot camp? Because we force everybody through design boot camp first, and it's cheap, but we do that for a good reason.
Right. I think it's a good thing. It's amazing that it's practically free. just it's so inexpensive, and you learn so much in that week. And yeah, that's exactly how I came to the program. Just sitting on my bed drinking my coffee one morning before going to work, scrolling through Facebook, and you popped up, and I'm like, wow, for like $25 or 27, whatever you've got it priced at now. I can go check out what's going on. And it was packed full of info, just that little boot camp. And I think before it was even over with, I had decided to go ahead and go for it, and sign up for Design Suite. So just taking that really fired me up.
Yeah.
Made me really excited.
We do really try for only $27 to give you the real information. Like, we try to chunk as much in there as we can, but it's crazy because then I go, for 5 days, this is how much information you get. You have no idea what you get during an entire year with us. It doesn't even do justice. I can't describe what you'll get because every individual is a little bit different, but the sheer volume of information and community and the way we do things, it is honestly, I've been in a lot of masterminds. Nothing is like what we've produced and created for our members, because we want you to have an individual experience. We're a group program trying to give you an individualized experience, which is really fun.
And it works out.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going to give you guys a link to Design Bootcamp. If you loved this call and you're interested in what Shar is doing, go check out her links. Check out the link for Design Bootcamp. We would love to see you there. We love people who are creative, and we love people who want to learn how to make money and are eager and hungry for that, because we want to teach you that, because we think that women should be building their own careers, being able to support themselves financially, and darn it, let's be creative while we're doing it, because why not?
Absolutely. It's a game changer. Has been for me.
So fun. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, Shara, for being here. And we will see you guys very soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.